Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Lights, Camera, Rant, where we talk about the latest in movies, TV shows, and video games. As wonderful, I'm your wonderful host, Lee. Thank you very much for joining with me, and today is a very special episode. I have two guests today. I have my longtime friend, Dean, and my shorter but still longtime friend, Mark. These guys, which in my previous episodes, you probably heard me say 1,000 times, I speak to my friends, guys, or never actually my boys, but still friends and colleagues. These are the two guys that I speak to the most regarding both anything those three fields. The fourth gentleman that I do speak to, unfortunately he can't join us right now because he is in quarantine. Our boy Perry, which a shout out to him, and we wish that, well, he's not sick, but I wish he comes out of quarantine quite quickly. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, Dean first, go ahead.
All right. Well, thanks for jumping for the invite on the podcast. But yeah, my name is Dean. I absolutely love video games, heaps of movies, and more so video games. I just love playing video games. But yeah, a little bit about me. Just biggest interest is PlayStation. I'm very much on the PlayStation. I do have Xbox as well, but don't use it anywhere near as much. And yeah, man, just excited to talk about games.
No, well, I'm glad you could join us, and it's always a pleasure, and I hope that both yourselves, I have you more often. Mark?
Alright, how we doing? Yeah, pretty much similar to everyone here. Very much heavy on the PlayStation boundary. I've recently gotten into PC. Different field completely. But learning a lot about that. Everything TV shows, anime, movies, Marvel, DC, as I am a massive DC fanboy, but man, we'll talk about that later. And yeah, once again, just really happy to be here, and yeah, let's get it going.
No, and as well, thank you very much for joining, and thank you for coming on. Yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first thing is just a little bit, obviously, still more about you guys. Either of you, either your top 3 movies or your top 3 video games. Shoot.
All right. Well, movies aren't. I mean, they're all just going to be Marvel anyway, so I might
Damn
as well talk about video games. Played Ratchet and Clank recently. I wouldn't say it's my top 3, but it's definitely a really good game. But I would have to place God of War as definitely up there.
And throw it at you though. The newest one, are you chucking that? Just the newest one? Or are you talking about the franchise?
Yeah.
I mean, the franchise is top notch, but the new one, the way they handled it, I thought it was fantastic. Absolutely loved every bit of it. Then the second, I'm gonna have to put Dying Light 1 up there, just because I absolutely loved that game, and I'm so keen for number 2. As for a third, though, that's I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put Minecraft on there. I love creating stuff, man. I'm about it.
I love the fact that got released on PlayStation 4 for a 4K version, and the fact I have no doubt that there will be a PlayStation 5 port along the way.
Oh yeah, there's some good looking blocks on there, my man.
Or you could do the Nicolas Cage update where every block, every sheep, and everything is Nicolas Cage.
I'll save that for later.
Mark?
I'm going to jump into the video game section. The movies is so hard. There's too many good things. I mean, I throw the obvious Shawshank Redemption. I mean, that's top tier. That's basically number 1. Green Mile, Star Wars, Marvel is a category on its own nowadays. Like, if you think action, adventure, all that, Marvel's its own thing now. It's just developed. But onto the games, that's where it's at. Number 1, I'm going to put all 3, and you know what I'm going to say? BioShock.
Yeah, that's there.
100%.
In any particular order?
No, I'm going to simply say, would you kindly listen to this podcast?
Yeah.
In order, simply, I was literally going to say 1, 3, 2, but then I replayed 2, and then I understood why it was so good. So I'm actually simply going to go 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. But in no form is one really that much better than the other. They're all just so good. Ratchet and Clank, OG PlayStation 2, and Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped.
Yeah.
Childhood games. Going to throw those in its own category. Going to say that's number 2. And number 3, I'm actually going to chuck out to, once again, the franchise of Dead Space.
Yes.
Necessary, need a new one. Please make something. But just in general, 1, 2, we put 3 a little bit on the corner, but it's there. And so I reckon they're my top ones.
Nice. Oh, that's very good. And I completely agree with all of those. Aren't they meant to be making a new Bioshock?
Yeah, they had all these announcements and all this news and stuff. There's nothing concrete to grab on. There's loads of things of like, are they going back underwater? Are they doing the air? Are they going to do something different?
Inside a volcano. Just
Yeah,
put it out there.
Yeah. You know, if they chuck some natural disasters around that, the only thing is it has to be a lighthouse. There has to be a lighthouse.
yeah.
Don't know how they're going to do that, but
In space.
I think that was a theory. I think that was actually a thing.
I wouldn't rule it out.
But
Then doesn't it just become Dead Space?
oh my god! But no matter what they do, I'm pretty sure the original developer is still on it. So I have no doubt. Like everyone was worried about Infinite being in the air.
Mm-hmm.
They nailed it. They lost the scare aspect,
Yep.
but gained something bigger. So whatever they do,
Trust the
it's
process.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Well, every single game of those has smashed out of the water. Like they haven't.
Rapture.
But like those, there hasn't been like a dud one. Because obviously it's only a small franchise, 1, 2, and 3, but none of them has been less than the other. It's still either what one's got less in has made more, like as you just said, has filled in the gaps for either side.
Yeah, even that, I think it was Infinite that actually... No, 2 had it as well. They developed DLC. The DLC's never been bad. Even Infinite, when they went back into Rapture, and they just literally went back to like, I don't know, just after Bioshock 2 days, but it was in... No, sorry, actually it was before it actually happened. That was the whole point. And the DLC was fantastic. Worth the actual money. But it's just... Chuck that as number 1. Bioshock, number 1 especially, but the whole franchise in general.
Yeah.
And like you're right. I hope they do make another one. I really wish they did make the Bioshock movie. That's
so cool.
Yeah,
That's terrifying.
But in the topic of all our movies and like DC stuffing up and all this stuff happening, they didn't do it because they wouldn't get their R18 rating. And with Deadpool and everything being successful now,
It could happen.
may happen. But we all know how games go with movies and all that kind of jazz. So we'll hope.
It's funny you actually say that because I do. These guys actually I really do appreciate because these guys actually pushed me to do this podcast. A little backstory. This was a small idea. These guys actually pushed me to do it and have listened to every single episode and my voice so far, which I am so sorry that you have to listen to me
It's a
this
delight
much.
every Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
that's good. And if you stop listening, then well, I'm just going to find you and kill you. Straight up.
I make the rules.
No, but in my last episode, I did mention the fact that it seems like video game movies do seem to be turning the tide at the box office and not being poison anymore. Showing how Sonic Rampage, which obviously Rampage was with The Rock, and the fact that we are getting a new Resident Evil movie.
Yeah.
Which seems to
TV
be...
series.
Oh, it's TV series now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, it's meant to be based off 2, isn't it?
I really have not delved into the early Resident Evil ones. All I know is the latest stuff's amazing. But I really know nothing about it just yet. Like I know the characters and I don't know. It should be a good show. If they hang on to what they're good at, there should be no reason why it's not good.
And if they go in a different direction and stay away from the Mila Djokovic franchise, which
the only thing on the topic of that though is the I don't know if you guys have seen the Mortal Kombat movie lately.
that's another one.
I was just thinking it may have smashed it, but I personally, I do not rate it.
He's cringing right now if you can't hear it.
I didn't rate it. It's just a bit tacky. They've tried Mortal Kombat. The fighting was dope, but The rest kind of hit the mark. Didn't hit the mark. So no, I give Sonic. I do give Sonic. They did well there. Actually, that I didn't think was going to be well, but
I mean, after they fixed the CGI. 'Cause
yes, yes, good. I forgot about that.
The internet kind of roasted them on that one.
But once again, respect to the developers.
But they spent a lot of money to fix it, but it turned out great.
They did.
It looked fantastic.
That first trailer, Sonic just looked bad.
It just looked very odd. Looked very odd.
But like, the weird thing is that I don't understand is that there is someone who's looking at a screen and goes, that looks good. Yep, print that. I want that.
It. Process it.
Yeah, they went
perfect.
full animated, big eyes, all that kind of stuff, and everyone just said, no, realistic. He's going in, just, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's a movie, guys. Make it realistic. It's like, no, we want the character.
Yeah.
That's what we want. And apparently they've just finished filming the second one.
Oh.
Which I can't wait to see, which had Knuckles in it. And
I do remember that.
cool.
Is Jim Carrey back?
Jim Carrey's back
He's
as
back?
well.
Alright.
Excellent.
Who I think, if you took Jim Carrey out of that movie, I think it would have been still good, but it wouldn't be as...
Not at the caliber that came out.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
reckon they would have lost that little bit of X factor they have with having a high scale actor involved. They would have lost that if he wasn't in it, because I don't know I wouldn't say he carried the movie, but he was a big positive.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Why? What was wrong with Cyclops, the main dude? Yeah, it was his big break, wasn't it? Playing Cyclops.
Cyclops?
from the X-Men franchise.
Oh,
It's the same dude.
oh, it is. Oh, I don't know, man. Like, without him saying Gene's name every 10 seconds, I forgot it was him.
Oh, Lisa's not saying Jack.
Oh, yeah. That's, yeah.
But there will be some kind of parody movie where he does say Jack, and
Surely.
yeah, probably. That's not much stuff. All right, so moving on to the next thing. So we do have a very jam-packed episode today. This will potentially be my longest episode yet, so hopefully we keep you entertained all the way to the end, which I most certainly we will. First things first, with the latest stuff that's happened in the very past week. New episode of Loki. Each at the same time. Please don't. One at a time. Your thoughts on the new episode of Loki?
I mean, I think we can all agree that it wasn't as fast-paced as the first two.
No.
But we still got some pretty solid answers. I mean, we now know, obviously, we know where they went through the portal. Went straight to the TVA, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? And they had a little fight scene, and that was interesting. But then, and they go to another apocalyptic area. The whole thing's going to blow up, and everyone's obviously trying to escape and that. And we learned that, obviously, the TVA does a bunch of variants. So that alone brings up a lot of questions. But I'm just keen to see more. Like, we've got a few more episodes left. I just want to know where this is actually taking us and where the future Marvel movies are actually going to lead us.
Oh, that's true. The sad thing is the fact we're only halfway through.
Exactly.
Which you actually brought a good point the other day. Like we don't need. It felt almost like you're right. We answered a lot of questions, but it almost felt like a filler episode. I don't believe, like as you said the other day, was that you don't need a filler episode if it's only 6 episodes long.
If it's going to be that short, you might as well just jam-pack it with a lot of information. Like, if you're going to set it up for the future movies we've got coming out, or even, like, future TV shows, they might spin off somewhere, but, like, a movie's 2 to 3 hours. This is roughly 5 hours long. Surely we can just jam-pack it full of content without trying to filler it here and there. Yeah. Like, as Mark said the other day as well, like, it just felt like there was just so much dragged out that it could have easily been shortened and just put a bit more in that episode.
Yeah, which is very true. Mark?
Yeah, it was the simple factor of, like, I completely agree. It's just, it felt filler. Like, it just, the other 2 episodes just had a thing where you didn't even, one of the things that go about Marvel is they can suck you in, and the point is, you don't even realize the time. You don't realize how long the episode has. You don't realize anything else to do with it. You're too sucked in that it's just so good.
Yeah.
But this one, I literally caught myself looking at my phone. And yeah, actually. Like, I look at my phone and something happened, but, oh, wait, I actually do need to... Like, this is like one of the first episodes where I've actually gone, all right, you got to give me something here. And I know the next episode, as you said, is definitely going. Like I still have hype. I still know this is going to be good because it's going to be.
Yeah.
But I wanted to care about the female Loki, if that's actually who she is. We don't.
Yeah, that's true. We don't actually know everything.
I just didn't. I didn't care. It's like, oh, who are your parents? I don't know. I'm adopted. It's like,
cool story, bro. Cool.
Yeah, Loki's just like spilling his heart out, and you actually go, man, had a Winter Soldier. He had a Winter Soldier moment where it's like, oh wow, like you're starting to see him, but it's like, oh yeah, what about you? Yeah, whatever. It's like, wow, you really just skim past that. But
true.
All right, the whole. And also to mention I felt the CGI in that episode was kind of poor at a point. I don't know if everyone else had probably seen when all the meteors were coming down. It looked a bit, just my opinion. But otherwise, high hopes. Third episode, probably the weakest so far. But every show has its weak episodes. So.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, did any episode actually for both of you? Did any for WandaVision or Falcon and
Winter Soldier,
Falcon and Winter Soldier. Sorry, my apologies. Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Did any of those episodes for either of you felt like that same thing? Like you were looking at your phone.
I'll jump in straight away. We're all thinking WandaVision. The first 3 episodes.
Yeah, I was very confused.
It wasn't until the last 5 minutes of the third episode we went, wait a minute.
Whoa, something's setting up here.
But otherwise, from that point onwards, WandaVision, amazing.
Yeah,
Captain Falcon, as I've told you guys already, first episode and last episode, I was invested. Everything in between, I probably waited the extra week to get the second episode because it did not catch me.
Just to clarify, it was really annoying because Dean would watch it straight away, and then we would be waiting for Mark to watch it. So in our group, old gossip in our group chat, we're like, "Oh, let's talk about it." No, I have to wait for me. I'm gonna watch it.
It didn't catch me. The only person I cared about was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Only person. He had the emotional connection was there for him when he was crying. When he was reading the book out, oh man.
Yeah, that was very powerful.
But then there was, the Captain America section. It was where his family cleaned up the boat. And I was like, yo ho ho, I don't give a damn. Go back to the good stuff. But it's all character progression. At the end of the day, when they're all back together, it's going to mean more.
I definitely agree.
What did you think about WandaVision and all that kind of stuff?
Like, did you find yourself watching?
I think we can all agree, like, the early episodes, like the first 2, it's just kind of like, alright, like, it's early, let's try and figure out what's going on here. But for the most part, I had no clue what was going on. I'm like, okay, we're in the 50s or something, they're in the 60s, like, okay.
50s.
Cool, like, it's entertaining, but I was like, what am I actually looking at? Like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like, that was good. Again, it did feel like it had a little slow pick up to it, but again, like the payoff, like you had a couple like, oh whoa, they just did that, like where obviously the Captain America
US agent,
yes, he gives him a good kill on the sidewalk there, jabs his shield into him, kills a guy, like that sent me off because I was like, what just happened?
Cinematography for that was amazing.
That was actually.
Which I am 85% sure that don't quote me on the other 15. That's which I think what made the episode actually more important was the fact that's actually the first time we see blood on the shield.
Yes,
the only other time we've actually seen blood quotation marks was in Avengers, and it was just purple and alien blood. But that was the first time it was blood on the shield because in the next episode you see Winter Soldier really sad wiping the blood off the shield, and you can tell the fact because he's like how emotional
it meant something.
How it meant that if Steve saw this, he'd be give back my fucking shield.
Yeah, but much. That shield and then the dripping of blood, like that shot,
it was intense.
Perfection. Nice. But it wasn't too bad. But
that's it.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know how all of you feel about the Hawkeye TV show. That you're all excited for that one, the Hawkeye TV show, yeah?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. That's the response on that. But like, we're going back to Loki. We also found out he's bi.
Pretty much, kind of. They kind of just slid past that one a little bit, but
Yeah, I really don't
I'm not
see
gonna
why it matters, but
I'm not gonna read
Okay.
into it. But
Yeah.
I mean, they said it. I was like, fair enough, cool. A female Loki gets with the postie. No worries, it's all good.
Well, he's 1,000 years old, so he's probably been through a lot.
That's a good point. He's been around. I'm sure he's been around.
well, if you look at Asgardians and what are they? Oh, I'm gonna get so much crap. Greek mythology?
No,
no.
Asgardians is Norse.
Norse.
Yeah.
Greek is Zeus.
I'm pretty sure Norse kind of went around and didn't matter whether you were with a boy or a girl or any of that kind of stuff.
Just as we got a war.
I don't know. You see them all eating grapes and stuff. They're doing stuff.
They're just chilling out. Having
It's
a good time.
Well, like Clash of Titans.
Yeah.
Isn't
God, that's underrated.
I was gonna say,
Isn't,
that's not
I
one.
forgot his name. Isn't he the son of Zeus because Zeus porked his mother?
Yeah,
And-
out of spite.
And-
How to make a Greek god. Damn, I don't like that guy. Hey.
Hey.
Your wife looks nice. Right?
But actually, underrated movies. CGI,
Yeah, really good
the
though.
whole story, but man, they look pretty. They're great to just watch as an action clash. Just
Yeah.
Both of them or just one of them?
both of them.
Okay.
Actually, like Wrath of Titans is currently on Australian Netflix, but Clash of Titans isn't. Prefer Clash compared to Wrath, but both.
Yeah.
Man, CGI is crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
That's Sam Worthington, Australian actor, and he's actually, I'm pretty sure he has the next 6 years of his life gone to the 4 Avatar sequels.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
when
fair
they come out.
What are you talking about? We've all been waiting, right? 12 years later, we're still waiting for an Avatar sequel.
Yeah, that's
Which-
what I've been doing this whole time. Just waiting.
I don't know how they can focus on a movie and be like, yeah, we're going to make a second one. And then how do they keep up with the CGI? How do they keep up with the technology
True,
that's
yeah.
evolving so quickly? And they're like, oh, yeah, we have to redo it because everything looks better.
Yeah, we can do it better now.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
We've been shooting this for 5 years. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. My thoughts on the new episode is the fact, same thing. I did feel it was a little bit bit slow paced. I was surprised at the ending that there wasn't like a big reveal or anything, or a little snippet to get you to the next episode. It just seemed like, oh, you're trapped on the planet and cutscene. But I did, as you did, I did like the backstory of Loki. It's funny because we've been looking at these characters for the past 13 years, yet scenes like that we appreciate because of the fact that we find out something we haven't, and
definitely.
the fact that which obviously you would know already from Thor and Thor 2, the fact that one of the reasons why Loki was so close to his mother was because she was the one who taught him everything.
Yeah.
Because she was a witch, which of course she knew Thor was from the future
Yes.
at Endgame. But from what I saw, little featurette I did see floating around the internet, thanks to Marvel, was that I think in the next episode they would do the full backstory of Lady Loki. And the reason why I'm saying Lady Loki is it's Cynthia. Cynthia.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
She did say it, but I can't pronounce it. That next episode that we do see her story, how she came through. So I'm very curious to see what changes in her story compared to Loki's. Obviously, with a multiverse, it's one main timeline with slight changes here and there. But it'd be good to see. So it's how Loki was a frost giant's child,
Yeah.
and taken out by Asgardians. It was the opposite for her, as in she was actually cast away and picked up
True.
from a different family.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And as she says, she already knew she was adopted, as he didn't find out until very much later.
Because he turned blue.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, that'll do
it's
it.
a bit sus.
But he hasn't turned blue since. We've never seen him turn.
Actually, though.
Yeah, no, that's the point. That's the point.
Like, it's just like, put away like the fact that he's a frost giant. It's just like, yeah, he's Asgardian.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, right, yeah, no, that's a good point actually. I've never thought of that.
But what did you guys think of, because we're talking about Loki and obviously having had you guys in the first few episodes, what did you think you thought, Dean, you thought the first 2 episodes were really good. You thought the same way, Mark?
Yeah, I haven't had a single issue with Loki till the 3rd episode came in. I was like, ooh, alright.
Slowing down a little
But
bit.
that, once again, that's alright. We got time.
That's it, yeah. It's just a setup.
The payoff for this, once again, is going to be the same thing we all said about WandaVision and Captain America Winter Soldier. It's going to be worth it.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
this stage 4, or phase 4, sorry, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, it's
It's
jam-packed.
going to be nuts. So it's going to be worth it in the end.
Yeah, it really will. And like, I think the one question that we're the most that's hanging over, actually 2 questions I think it's most hanging over the Loki is, A, how is this going to lead into Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2 and obviously the rest of the universe? And second question is, will we see Loki again? Is this his final, like he's, he's had his overall story arc, he's had his bonus 6 episodes.
Yep.
Yeah, are we closing the story on him? So like potentially like Vision. Vision's had his overall arc, he got his bonus episodes. Is he also done? But then again, White Vision is floating around and
he's
has
chilling
the
with
memories.
now his memories, so it's
Yeah.
true. It's up in the air.
Yeah.
I'd put, if we're going to do assumptions, I'd put my money on the fact that he's come back. The same thing with, once again, Vision and Gamora.
Yep.
They're also coming back. And
Well, that's because Gamora's alive.
yeah. Yeah. But in the sense of, like, they've lost some of their biggest name characters now. I feel like they need to hold on to something. That's why I'm so interested in what's going to happen. Because, I mean, no Iron Man, no Captain America. Oof.
Well, actually,
What's going to happen?
there's no Steve Rogers Captain America.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
We still got Cap.
Falcon. Yeah.
Speaking of Cap, the cover of the Marvel's comic that you actually sent me.
Yeah,
Mark.
that's right. Yeah. Miles Morales is now Captain America in the comics. I have not read or really looked up much apart from that, but as we were talking about it, last night, even it was, if any person was going to pick up that shield and be the most Steve Rogers or the most Captain America, is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He envisions exactly what Captain America is all about. So yeah, it sounds fantastic. I might actually even start picking up and reading that.
I think it would be good. And like as you just said, I think same thing. I think Spider-Man is the best person that could be next. Obviously, without being Winter Soldier or Falcon next in line. Spider-Man. I don't think Wolverine.
Jeez, there's a
Ultimate
lot of blood on
timeline
that shield.
I don't. You'd have one fist come at you with a shield and one fist coming with knives.
It'd be a bit intense.
Well, thank you for your thoughts, guys. What we also found out this week, we'll still stay on Marvel, is the new trailer for Shang-Li and the Ten Rings.
Yes.
Mark, go first.
Abomination.
Abomination.
That's it. I kind of went, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. I know nothing of what is going on.
Yeah.
And then he rocked up, and I was like, whoa. Let's go back a second. Let's go. What was that? that kind of set me, because that Hulk movie, I'm a big fan of all the Hulk movies, and I get that. I don't know, some people find it hard to just hit right a Hulk movie, but I don't know, I really rate that one. But yeah, the fact that he's in it and that whole scene, I was like, man, the throwback.
Yeah.
Oof. It's not even an Iron Man 2008 throwback. That's all the way back to Hulk. That's just nice. That's just nice.
And you see the fact that apparently it's Wong. He's facing Wong.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I didn't catch that the first time I watched it. So that's all right. That's gonna be good. that new trailer actually hyped me up more than the original trailer did. I'm now ready for it. Yeah, let's bring it.
Yeah. Well, September the 9th, which usually in Australia it's always either a day later, so probably the 10th. But I'm stoked for that as well. I agree with Mark. Like, I watched that trailer and I'm 100% like, all right, I'm in this. This is much more exciting. This is much cooler. And as we saw, they've changed to 10 rings. Instead of it literally being 10 rings, it's now 10 bracelets. Which I can imagine is because the fact they don't want people to be like, that's just the Infinity Gauntlet. You just have 2 gauntlets.
Yeah,
that's it.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Because in the comics, it's literally 10 rings. He takes them off a crashed spaceship, and the Mandarin takes them off a crashed spaceship, and they're not exactly the same as strength and power. But imagine Captain Planet. And all those 5 rings is basically the 7 powers that he has. So he can control earth, wind, water, gravity.
Yeah, the elements basically.
Elements. And I doubt he's going to be like, with all your bracelets combined, I am the Mandarin.
I hope not.
Mandarin, there's no Iron Man for you to fight.
Visually, it just looked nice. Like
how good did the end fight look?
Yeah, really cool with the standard red and blue kind of I don't know, what are the phase lightning or something coming at each other?
Yeah,
and just
something going on.
Yeah,
there,
it just
bracelet lightning.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
Trademark.
Dean.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, when I first watched the original trailer we got, I was like, okay, like, what is this exactly? Like, I understand the concept and everything, but, like, this isn't really hyping me up. I'm not really interested in this. Obviously, I'm still going to watch it. But since I saw that new trailer, I was like, whoa, this just ramped up real quick. Like, we've now got some serious action scenes, and now, like, the CGI and everything looks absolutely amazing in the trailer.
Crisp.
So,
I think the word you're looking for.
Yes, that's the one. But I can't wait. I can't wait to watch that because it actually looks like insanely good. And as Mark said, Abomination. Like, what are you doing there, man? I want to know.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that he was still alive because as soon as I saw it, I was like, wait, you got choked out, my man. What are you doing there? It's like, no, he's alive. And then I went back and rewatched it last night. I was like,
yep.
Oh, yeah,
there you go.
Did no one mention that? That's a big plot hole, man. What's going on?
That happened a while ago. Someone should have brought that up.
Well, as far as I do know, because as you guys know, I read way too much about this, and I have no life. I think in like an encyclopedia about the MCU or like, you know, like a movie booklet or something, I think they mentioned the fact that he was on the raft.
Okay.
You know, from Civil War. You know, from Captain America: Civil War, the raft where they all get trapped in. It was in the water.
Yeah. It's the prison.
The prison.
Yeah, man, they really skimmed past that as well.
That's I think the little tidbit was the fact that he's been on there the whole time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I wonder if he actually changed his form like the Hulk does. Like he went back to his
original
single
state.
form there, or he's just always in that state.
Well, judging by how he looks and that mug, probably not.
Yeah, I'm going to assume he's natty at that stage.
You reckon they just pissed him off for a bit? Hey, get in the cage.
Stay in there, champ.
You're going to fight this guy named Wong.
Yeah. Apparently he's on the same level as you.
Anyway.
I don't know, man.
Apparently he needs money because his day job doesn't make a lot of money.
What was his turkey sub or something?
That's right. You got $2. Or was it a detachment from the soul? Is a detachment?
So good.
Which actually, funny enough, he never actually got that turkey sub.
No, he really didn't.
He died like an hour later.
Oh, that poor guy.
Oh no! Wong survived because he brought everybody. My apologies.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute.
I was going to say deleted scenes.
Confirmed.
But yeah, like I love when Marvel does this. It's like, oh, you know, it's a movie trailer. Here you go, guys. A character that you haven't seen for a while, snippet. Boom. All right, let's look at all those YouTube views that you've had to give us.
That's it.
Yeah. I really hope there's some guy with just this big catalogue thing going, who haven't we used for a while?
Flicking through some
who have we
folders.
just forgotten about? Like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and everyone's really mad about it. He's in the coffin thing. And, Adam
Warlock.
Adam Warlock, yeah. What's going on, man?
Yeah, true.
Well, he's meant to come in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Adam Warlock. If you read, I don't know, have you read?
I've heard
The Infinity-
he's the kid of Scarlet Witch. Is that?
That far I can't remember.
No,
But-
I might be thinking of someone else. But anyway,
He has held the Infinity Gauntlet. Gauntlet. And he was a major player in the Infinity storyline. He was actually one of the characters that brought everyone together to go fight Thanos.
There you go.
So he has a shit ton of power.
yeah.
I think the last thing I ever heard about that, which I think the casting rumor was the fact that it was going to be Zac Efron.
I did hear that. Yeah.
All right,
And,
that's interesting.
Like how I've seen him, which he really recently visited Australia. No.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
Just gonna leave that in the interesting pile and just go. All right,
Let's just shuffle past that for now.
We're gonna put this in. We're gonna put in a pin in it and come back. Never come back to it ever. But you're right. Like someone's like, "Oh, which characters can we bring back?" The question is, was that actually now, or was that actually a past shot? Is that actually a flashback?
Well, yeah, that's
I
it.
can't remember the scene, but I don't know if that's that kind of because she was talking about like the Guardians obviously still betraying us. It almost seemed like that happened after all their ships got blown up, and then they went on their own story,
Yeah.
and then that scene happened.
That's
I don't
what
know.
it looks like, yeah.
My money is still on the section that it's still happening now. I just think they've glossed over it, or they have future plans.
Well, as I said to Dean the other day, is Thunderbolts. They're trying to assemble an evil Avengers team.
Oh, okay.
That's the rumor because Abomination's rocked up.
Mm-hmm.
US Agent is now a thing, and
Well,
Val is meant to be like the evil Nick Fury. She's trying to assemble a team.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Who
I
was
haven't heard
in-
anything of that yet.
Who was in Captain Falcon. She was at the end. As well as, the thing is, Val's character is, because of COVID, Val's character we were actually meant to see first in Black Widow.
Yeah, that'd make a lot of sense.
Because then you meant to go, and then we were meant to watch Captain America. Oh my god, it's the chick from Black Widow.
Yeah.
So now we're going to rewatch it and go, oh, it's a chick from Falcon.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, they should have released. I think we can all agree that Disney probably should have released Black Widow just on Disney Plus.
Should have done it.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just we understand COVID was a thing, but I mean, I guarantee every Marvel fan out there is probably like there's probably that 20% of you that are actually excited for Black Widow. The others are like, yeah, we'll watch it.
You say 20%, 80% of my viewers.
Stay tuned for it.
But I agree. Like that, as my argument in my last episode was that, should movies be more on streaming service at like dual releases at time? Is that going to stay or is that going to go away? At this point in time, I do feel like they should have brought Black Widow out on Disney Plus, but obviously we know Kevin Feige pushed it back. He's held it back as much as he can, because obviously there's marketing, there's stakeholders, there's so many things at play, and obviously we don't want cinemas to end, and they needed money as well. We all remember what happened with the release of Mulan.
Yes.
That video had launched on TikTok of that cinema guy going nuts and breaking all the merching, all the cardboard cutouts from Milan.
Yeah.
Because
they just released it on Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they lost all that money.
Yeah, unfortunately, that really bad movie, and apparently it was very racial or something. I heard something about there's a whole thing in China about it, but either way, let's not get into that.
Maybe it's because of the fact that she didn't kill all those soldiers.
I'm gone.
Remember in the first one? Actually, tidbit, Mulan is actually, out of all the Disney princesses, she has the highest kill count.
That's kind of cool.
I believe that, yeah.
Because
I don't know. Elsa's done some weird shit.
she's...
Yeah.
We'll have to check the stats on that.
Yeah, it's
she's number 2.
It's because of that, the not landfill, the
avalanche.
The avalanche.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, can't you shoot straight? I wasn't aiming for that. Your entire army's dead.
How
I
did you
win.
miss? He was right in front of you.
Yeah, that's it.
Dishonor you. Dishonor your cow.
Notice the hand gestures.
That's it. Pick them up on the audio.
Yeah. I'll try and fit them in. But yeah, apparently Mulan is the movie did not review very well.
No.
And apparently they took out. Oh, what was it? No, the most thing that people get pissed off is the fact that. What's the song?
They didn't sing I'll Make a Man Out of You.
Yeah, that's right.
As soon as that happened, I was like, wow, you lost me. That is like...
That was a cool scene.
Yeah, that and like the Hercules and Tarzan soundtrack.
Yeah, that's it.
Bam! Like,
It's funny you said the Tarzan soundtrack because there was a TikTok I saw the other day. It's like someone, Disney going to Phil Collins, like, yeah, he's just swinging through the woods. Just give us a real basic tone. Next thing is the guy with a piano on fire.
Because it was. Oh, he nailed that. Every single one of those songs is amazing.
Yeah. And well, those early Disney movies.
Oh, and I'll throw out Treasure Planet as well.
Yes.
Like
that's okay. We're going back.
Man, that flies under the radar. But I just recently watched that with the missus and the soundtrack. Woo! That's
Fired up.
That is good.
I said to Dean the other day, I was like, I wish that movie and Atlantis that they would make a real. I don't give a fucking shit about Cruella, about a woman who skins dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gotten really positive and negative reviews. That one, like I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but like
I'll have to look at it just to know what the hell they're on about. But I mean, give me an
It's
Atlantis
on Disney
movie.
Plus.
I don't even know if the dogs are in it, to be honest. As far as I can tell, she like does fashion.
Yeah,
but like,
you've
I don't
probably
know if the dogs are in it.
Yeah,
Where are the dogs? Damn it!
The dogs are in it, and if you ever
they're in a coat.
It's funny. Right now he's saying that, and my dog is passed down the couch. So please stay away from him. I like his coat.
You make a good pair of slippers, boy.
Maddie would kill you. No damage to dogs or no harm to dogs was in the making of this podcast. But yeah, apparently dogs are still in it. It's apparently meant to be like a mix of Devil Wears Prada and origin movie. But they've already greenlight a sequel. I just like how that's what Disney wanted to go make an origin movie for. Oh, sorry. It's meant to be a mix of Devil Wears Prada and like Harley Quinn.
Oh, okay. All right. I gotta say, out of all of them, if you want to go through like Aladdin, Lion King, the whole thing they've done, I'm just like, I think they've done alright, but they haven't quite hit the mark. I think Aladdin has so far been their highest.
Yeah.
Like the most positively viewed, but everything else has just been that.
Just
average,
yeah.
Well, look at all the backlash that Aladdin got when we first saw Will Smith as the genie.
Oh man,
I still have nightmares.
The internet went nuts.
But he did nail that role.
It was good.
He did do very well.
Yeah. Apparently he was one of the highlights.
Yeah, I haven't seen all of it. I've seen the snippets of like the actual singing and musical parts, and they nailed that part.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. They actually nailed that.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
Which I don't think they're making a sequel to. I think that's about
No,
it.
fair keep, but I'm not saying you did that great. Easy.
But yeah, it's just going to be just interesting to see what they're going to do next.
Lucky old Mickey Mouse over there has his infinity gauntlet of owning everything, so even if Disney goes down, Marvel will save the day. And
That's it.
Damn right. It's literally, Disney is just shoveling money to Marvel.
So, oh wait, what do you mean one of our Marvel TV series didn't work? Mandalorian. Okay, we're still good.
No, we're fine, don't worry about it.
Which, speaking of Mandalorian, are you guys all excited for Mandalorian Season 3 and the series of Boba Fett? The Book of Boba Fett.
Yes, Mandalorian was great. Like, I couldn't fault that at all. I absolutely loved every episode. So if you're going to give me more of it, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I completely agree. It was amazing. I would like the more rogue aspect to be more in it.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as... I got this thing where when Mandalorian got announced, and it was like, hey, we're, like, not even talking about the Jedis at all. Like, it's just Baby Yoda and... Grogu. And I don't know why I just love that. I was like, yeah, let's not talk about the Jedis. Let's not talk about any of that. Let's go dark into the Force of, like, you know... the actual underbelly of how people make money. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I'm keen.
And then they ramped up in season 2, which you would think, with watching Rise of the Skywalker, sorry, Rise of the... Wait, it was
Rise of the Last, whatever, Jedi.
Rise of the Last Force Awakens shit. It was a lot of arguments to the fact that did too much fan service. As in, like, right at the ending, they're all coming together, and the fact that why did they go back to Palpatine? Why did they have a different villain?
Oh, okay.
Opposed to, if you look at the tip of the scale, the fact is that they did all the fan service in season 2 of Mandalorian. No one complained. Everyone wanted more.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted more of all the more Mandalorians. I forgot her name. The main dude. Sorry, the main chick.
We're going back a while.
I forgot her name. She was the hot chick out of Battlestar Galactica.
Alright, that is what she is known by. Continue.
Yep.
As the hot chick from Battlestar Galactica was doing it.
Katie something, but I can't remember her character's name. I'm going to be shot because I can't remember. But like that, and the fact that the Terminator stormtroopers.
Yeah.
I rate that theme.
That was
whole
cool.
Terminator style theme of when Mando's getting his head crushed was fantastic.
That was intense, yeah.
If only they knew they just had to open a door and they all would have gone sucked out.
I know, right?
Oh no, they came back after that. Never mind, they could fly.
Wait a
minute.
Yeah.
That was cool because I like how the helmet never moved, but he took it off and it's like blood. It's like, yeah, no, man, that would have hurt.
I'm a little bit F up, man, but I can still help you. But hey, while we're on the topic, before we move on, did you guys both think it was going to be Luke at the end? Spoiler alert, for a year later. So if you guys complain, fuck ya.
I probably didn't expect the Jedi to really be involved whatsoever. I didn't actually know till I saw the green lightsaber in the hand.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point where I knew, but I was like, oh, okay. And a little bit of CGI, which is tastefully done, like not too crazy. So I don't know. I'm not against it. It's gonna be really interesting where they go with now that Baby Yoda's not around, because you could put in that he half carried that show.
Baby,
yeah.
Well, he was eating all the young. Remember the fertilized eggs?
Yeah, that's a good episode.
I didn't like the one with the spiders. I'm a little bit about myself. I'm not big with spiders. Like, I get my partner to kill them or suck them in the vac, and then we burn the vac.
Throw it outside and hope we survive the next day.
Yeah. But I didn't like the spider episode.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nah.
Man, that Harry Potter still isn't getting to you.
No,
I ain't going near the forest, man.
Nah. My partner also loves... her big thing is Harry Potter. If Marvel's mine, hers is Harry Potter. And the annoying thing is there's 24 movies of the MCU and only 7 of Harry Potter. So we could go through Harry Potter about 3 times before we actually reach the end of Marvel, and I do try to skip Chamber of Secrets because I don't like that spider scene.
Yeah, but the snake's cool.
Yeah. And then that whole thing, it's just...
Let's go.
Let's put that one to
but yeah, your thoughts, Dean? Did you think it was going to be Luke? Or do you think it was going to be Ahsoka?
I did hear the rumours about that, but like, I'm with Mark. As soon as I saw the green lightsaber, I'm like, okay, yeah, I know where we're going. But other than that, like, yeah, tastefully done CGI. It's like, yeah, I can't fault it. It was a great watch.
Yeah. And in the mind, I thought, well, when that scene was going through the hallway, for a split second, I thought, oh, it could be Luke, but I'm like, nah, they wouldn't go that far. They wouldn't do that much fan service. But as you said, as soon as it flipped to colour, I'm like, oh my god, it's fucking Luke! It's fucking Luke!
Oh my god!
He's come to kill the baby. He's come to save the baby.
What is he here for?
Yeah. And then, I think, what was it, an hour after the episode aired, everyone was like, oh my god, Luke saved the child. And then, split second later, everyone's like, oh my god, Kylo Ren kills Grogu. Because he goes to school.
Yeah. Actually, something I don't know if I even told you guys, because my mum's watched all of Mandalorian. She's Star Wars nut like all of us. But she watched the last episode, and I think something happened where she couldn't keep watching, but she stopped watching before the fight started happening. So she stopped and went, oh yeah, it's good so far, but she had no idea what was coming. She watched the last bit and she's like, why did I stop? What? What happens next? What do you mean the season's a year away?
Well, actually, I think technically 2.
Oh, jeez.
Because I think that they're working on the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah. And the following, I think it's 2023 is when we get Mandalorian Season 3.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Which is...
Alright, to be honest, I missed the generation of being obsessed with Boba Fett, and I could probably skip the big Book of Boba Fett. I didn't really care that much for his character. I want to see more Mandalorian.
Oh, I didn't see his character. I was going to say the scene where he started fighting in the Mandalorian, that was so good.
Yeah.
Just crushing skulls with that mallet.
That Stormtrooper armor is really not very effective.
It's shit.
Who developed that?
I don't know why they bother putting it on.
No, you look at A New Hope, the sliding door scene.
Yeah,
one of them hits his head. You hear the clunk.
Yeah, yeah, true.
God, that is the best scene.
Yeah, they're all running and you hear clunk.
What's going on there?
Nothing I can't see in this terrible armor. But the funny thing is, I think one of my favourite memes is from that is the fact that Obi-Wan, when you go back to Luke's parents and they're all dead, he's like, oh, these shots are too precise for any no one. These are stormtroopers. The whole entire rest of the Star Wars saga, they hit nothing.
Yes.
Actually, I lie about that because those stormtroopers did hit that baby Yoda in episode straight in the bag, like cracked him. Remember?
Yeah.
All those people.
Yeah, that's true.
No one liked it.
Shut up!
No one liked it, but everyone liked it at the same time. It's like, I don't know, man. I just want to look at it. I don't know. You got a good look at it. I didn't get a good look at it.
That was great.
He just like got his finger in there. He's just like, yeah.
I love it when he's trying to shoot the rock. Misses every time. Can't shoot for shit. Back on track. Another new episode, which we do have, which Mark is a huge fan of. Rick and Morty, season 5, finally, episode 1. I did you, Mark, first last time. Dean, thoughts on Rick and Morty, which you watched as we're recording this exactly 60 minutes ago.
Yes.
Mr. Nimbus!
I've missed Rick and Morty. That thing was hilarious. But the time traveling thing where he's like, he goes back and the next second the guy's old and then he goes to his portal again, goes back to grab the wine again, and then like his son stabs him, and I'm just like, this is intense. Like, what is, and there's generations of war going on, prepping for the portal to come up. Like, that was fantastic. I loved it.
You're going to hear that a lot.
Mr. Nimbus! Yeah, he's going to say that a lot.
He controls the police.
Am I at the right house? I just saw a whole bunch of cops fucking.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is the right house.
Your thoughts?
Oh, it was just good. And yeah, it's Morty's little snippet in that entire episode carried the whole episode. That was just funny. And then Mr. Nimbus scene, if you guys didn't see that after credit scene of...
because I didn't.
Yeah, and then Morty's parents go in and have a three-way with him. Oh, man. Just, I don't know what they do over there when they make those episodes, but it is funny.
They're having fun.
It is good. So, yeah, I cannot wait for more. Excellent start. Let's hold on to it and let's keep going. That was great.
No, I'm just glad you're right, and I'm glad it's back. I think your comment last night, because as we're recording this, we went out last night. was the fact that someone actually has to draw Mr. Nimbus's junk when he saves him.
Oh yeah, especially that water scene where it's just flicking and flopping, and there was a guy there for at least 2 days minimum, just animating that sway.
Yeah. How you going with Mr. Nimbus's junk? Pretty good. Wipes lips.
He's just sweating. There's just boxes of takeout around him, like, oh man, I gotta get this right.
My first thing was, I love how his powers work in another dimension. Not on Earth, but they all work in another dimension. And there's just giant whales dropping on
the mole.
mecha birds.
Why does everyone go cyberpunk around here?
Morty's first comment when he gets attacked by the dude. Why is there every dimension everyone's ripped?
Why are they all ripped?
Why are all old dudes ripped?
Yeah. Tickets, please.
Yeah, Rick and Morty they can't fail. It's the one show you probably put any episode on, not necessarily having to watch the rest, and it's just good stuff. Yeah. It's just good to watch.
It's one of those shows where, as in, not the same, but as in the smarts behind it, like Futurama. All the smart, everything that they're talking about is actually legit if you go Google it.
Yeah.
But Rick and Morty, you're right. It's full of random crap. It's really funny to watch. And as both of you said, I can't wait to see the rest of the season.
Yeah.
The only thing that I find annoying with Rick and Morty is that it takes so long to produce another season. I get time, right, episode, blah, blah, blah. But, the series are so short.
Yeah, they are. Well, they're 10 episode seasons, yeah?
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
As I say that, we're talking about a six episode series of Loki.
Yeah, well, you put it that way.
I'll take quality over quantity any day.
Yeah, very true.
Any day. Take your time. Don't turn into Assassin's Creed where you're popping out every single mythology to a game now and you're running out of shit. Just take your time. It's like, oh no, there was a game recently that got knocked. This is like Dying Light 2 is actually one of them. It's got knocked back 3 times, hasn't it?
It's been pushed back, I think, for a year.
Yeah. Quality over quantity. Just take your time.
I'm totally happy with that. If you're going to keep knocking it back, keep knocking it back. That's fine. Get it right.
Well, if you guys are talking about Dying Light, let's get. Are we guys all good with Rick and Morty? Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think we've covered that pretty well.
Yeah. Moving straight on. So, for this episode, what the next part is that we're really going to talk into is the rest of E3. Now, I did my little snippet, but I'd love to hear you, Dean and Mark, his opinion about E3, because these guys, just to clarify, my group chat that we have, it lit up like a Christmas tree over the 3 days of you guys talking about E3. I'm a big fan, but these guys delved into it like it was no tomorrow. Ants to a picnic.
It was just link after link.
Yeah, it was link, video, and then the same reminisce of there were such good times when we went back and went to E3.
Yeah, that was great.
In that order.
Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as that started, I was posting the links of hey, day 1, day 2, but then Dean put in the extra work. He's like, here is every single trailer and why it's good, and I got you, man. This is the good stuff. Don't worry about the rest. This is it.
Yeah, Mark was all over it. He's like, look, I've got a link for the entire thing, or here's a fairly compressed version of it, and you can watch the whole thing, get every single comment about it, all the trailers, and then the crowd's reaction, all that kind of stuff. I just found every single link I could possibly find. Yeah. And it was just, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one. This looks great. Here you go.
Yeah, so my entire group chat went nuts. Thanks to you.
You're welcome.
Good sir. But yeah, as I said, I got my thoughts on E3, what really stand out to me. As in all the announcements that we got, which you just mentioned twice, obviously, Dying Light at the start. I might as well give you the floor, sir. What were your thoughts of Dying Light 2? Which, has development hell. Would you believe it's been development hell?
I mean, they've had a lot of struggles and obviously a lot of unseen things, as with COVID and everything. We can expect that through obviously the development of games in 2020 and all that. But they went real quiet for, I think, roughly 10 odd months or something. They didn't post anything. It was just like maybe the odd month they might just do a rehash of a trailer we've already seen. And
when was the first one released?
first one was like 4 or 5 years ago, I'm pretty sure. Like, it feels like it was forever ago. I didn't put it down for like a solid 12 months. But like, yeah, they really had a lot of struggles with it. They just didn't see. And then they gave us like a full 7-minute video of like a full breakdown on the story. They dived a little bit further into what the actual story will mean, like how decisions generally affect the map, and it can like change things. And the combat's been rehashed and everything. They've like really tried to flush that out and make that clean. Weapons are pretty much melee only. Like, you can only use bats and like your attachments with electronic stuff and all the crafting you can do. Guns are pretty much extinct because we're, I think, 15 to 20 years after the apocalypse, where mankind's basically adapted to the fact that there is just zombies everywhere, and we're going to have to create a life around that. So they've gone up on rooftops, creating farms and these kinds of things, and that's why parkour is obviously a huge element in these games.
Parkour.
Exactly. But like, yeah, the 7-minute video, if people haven't seen it, highly recommend they just look up Dying Light 2. Just like Dying Light 2, you'll see it, like it'll be the first video. But it's 7 minutes long, and it just gives so much detail, and we still know so little. Like, it's going to be a very, very ambitious game. Yeah, I'm keen as.
It's this year, isn't it?
I think it's meant to be this year, but I think it might have been pushed back to early next year, from memory.
So
But I'll have to double check that, because I'm used to it just getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So at this point, I'm just kind of like, until EB says, hey, your pre-order is in, I can't remember the date.
For international people, EB is like our GameSpot.
Yes. It is where we get all our games.
Who's developing it again? It's not a major developer, is it?
I believe it's Techland.
Yeah.
And those guys were some of the team members behind the Dead Island franchise.
Which was an awesome game.
Which was really good. Like, it was pretty well done, but like, a lot of guys were like, we want to do this and we want to do this, and they obviously didn't see eye to eye, so they split. So then they went their separate ways and they created Dying Light, and that got insane reviews.
Was it Dead Island, or was it Left 4 Dead that had the Aussie people in it?
Yeah,
Aussie
Dead Island, yeah.
Yeah, it had all the Aussie New Zealand. It was really weird because you're playing through it. Look, from Australian perspective, when you
we
hear...
are not used to that.
We're not used to hearing our voice in a video game or a movie. So when we're playing a video game and we can hear an Australian, it's just like, oh my god, fuck, that's us.
Yeah.
That's us.
It's very odd, but like, at the same time, I was like, that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah. They made 2 Dead Islands, did they?
Yes, they did. I think the second one wasn't as
Well received. Yeah.
But I am curious, because, Mark, you're not crazy into the whole zombie this and that and whatever. Like, Dying Light didn't really grab you when that came round. What are your thoughts on the trailer?
Which, in saying that, or in accordance to your previous statement, sir,
Yes.
I can understand why, because the fact it feels in both medium of both movie, TV show, and video game, no pun intended, zombies feel like they've been done to death.
Yes, I
Like,
do agree with that.
It's just like the being a zombie horse to death again. Like a Dead Island, Left 4 Dead, Resident Evil, still Resident Evil movies as well. All the other zombie movies and TV shows are coming out.
All the COD games having the zombie
Yeah,
movies.
all of Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
It just seems like they've done it. But at the same time, as you were just saying, it's not the same old chestnut. Like, they're doing something different each time. Like, what Dying Light isn't a normal zombie game.
Yeah, like, they change it up with the day and night cycle. Obviously, at night time, they get the volatiles, I believe they're called. They're terrifying, and especially if the difficulty is bumped up, you shit your pants. Like, you are running and you try and look back, but you can't see anything, and all you hear is growls. Like, you're shit scared. So, it's terrifying, and I don't like being scared. But in saying that, I absolutely love that game.
I understand. That's why I do have a PlayStation VR headset, and that's why I never played the Resident Evil game, because there's no... you might as well strip me naked and put me on a bucket. Like, I'm never going to fucking shit myself.
It's not happening.
No, because I think the one that was VR was the one with the family, and you have to walk up the stairs and they all jump at you. Yeah. I'm like, nah, fuck it.
Oh, that one was so good. I love that game. Onto the... I don't know why Dying Light never grabbed me. It just didn't. Dying Light, Dead Island... I don't know what it was. I think it's when I see a zombie, I want a gun. I don't know. I feel like that may have been a part of it. And the whole... I'm not a big fan of having melee weapons that break. I'm not a big fan on that either. But I don't know. There's some games just like that where they never catch me. But like zombies in general, like COD Zombies, fantastic. I would love to see the developers go do their own zombie game rather than have their different maps with different stories. But like... Alright, Resident Evil, they nail zombies. Zombies is done to death, and it's almost like a trump card for any game that kind of wants, oh man, can we squeeze out a couple more dollars out of this? Yeah. Let's just make zombies.
Let's make zombies.
But
yeah, you're right.
Done.
I will say, it looks fantastic. It visually looks really good. The Dying Light I'll put on its own little category of zombies where they do it quite right. I just couldn't get into the game. Just didn't grab me. So I think you definitely go towards it a bit because you love your survival games.
I do.
And it probably really does kind of grasp on that a bit.
Yeah.
So I reckon that's probably why you're all about it.
Yeah, you make actually a really good point. Like, I am an absolute sucker for survival games. Like, I'll play Grounded, I'll play Subnautica, because there's crafting involved as well. And I absolutely love crafting bases. Like, throw a game that has crafting involved in, like, base building and something, I will play the shit out of it.
Well... That's why we want to try out that on the Xbox store. Was it the Aftermath? Oh,
yes.
Surviving the Aftermath.
Yes.
Which is made by the same creators that made Prison Architect and Skylines.
Yes.
That's seems like they've crafted that together both. But you're a major. Crafting survival game.
Can't get enough of it. It's up there.
Actually, not off topic, but one that I know that you, Mark, will spend a lot of time for, and I know you have so much passion in this that I'd love to have your thoughts on, which I'm sure all my viewers would like to hear too. What were your thoughts on Last of Us Part 2?
Oh man, that is a subject.
How is that?
I want to put the note that both Dean and I just locked eyes like, wow, we've had a lot of conversations about this.
Oh yeah.
I will go into it with the negative point of view. I will turn around and say, as much as the game was pretty and they did their best, it is very hard to come after the first game, which was so
really
well received.
Good.
10 out of 10. Perfect 10, wasn't it?
It was a perfect 10. And I've got an absolute shout out, regardless if you play or not, there will be spoilers spoken about Last of Us 2. So if you haven't played Last of Us 2...
All spoilers.
Couple fast forwards,
I mean,
maybe.
what the hell are you doing for one thing? I mean, Jesus. But regardless, I'll be on the negative factor where the second Joel was killed... that point onwards.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
I feel like Ellie's story, I was like, alright, okay, but actually you might be able to jog my memory. Did they go straight into Ellie after that, or did they went to the chick first? Like, they had that section and then Joel died. Did they go to the chick, or did they go to... No, they went to...
No, they went... I'm pretty sure they went with Ellie for... Yeah, straight after that, I think.
No,
because then it went straight to the...
Because they went to the theatre. And that's
so they went to visit the grave, and then it was like, that's when it really started to hit. It's like, okay, no, he's definitely gone. Like, this is where they're going with it. This is pretty intense. And then we followed the story for like, I think it was like 3 or something chapters, and then we switched over, and I was just like, they're seriously doing this.
Yeah.
They are actually making me play as the villain, and I hate this chick right now. Like, I'm not going to lie, I was one of those players that just let her get killed in the game.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, there's zombies jumping on me, whatever, cool, kill me.
Yeah.
It's a clicker. Yeah, rip my neck out, that's fine. I don't want this chick to be alive.
That's what, like, I think, like, the big thing that happened with that game is it was very half-half. Like, the whole audience just went either, man, that was interesting storytelling. That's different. It was different. I'll give you that. It was just different, but it felt like a big tombstone in the entire game. Was just like, oh, okay, we're stopping. We're going all the way back, and we're watching her backstory of why she hates Joel.
Yes.
And all that. All it just, I don't know. I think everyone just wanted to follow Ellie and follow Joel. They didn't want that.
Yeah.
So it was 50-50. Some people loved it. Some people didn't.
Yep.
Not gonna lie. By the end of her story, I was like, okay, she's kind of cool, but I still want to kill her.
Yeah.
You killed my man with a golf club.
Yes. Yeah, that was a very brutal scene.
I don't like you.
It's really, really interesting. Like, because I will come into this, I platinumed it, and I pretty much played it twice.
Yeah, well done for platinum as well.
Because I wanted to play it twice because you can for some of the challenges, like you missed collectibles and stuff. But I was just like, nah, this is really interesting storytelling. Because like at the start, I was like, nah, this chick needs to die. But the second playthrough really kind of came into its own, where I was kind of like, oh, I really like how they've done this. Like, because now you have to challenge everything that you love about these characters to then the one scene in the game where you fight Ellie and you beat the crap out of her. And I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe I'm actually hitting Ellie in this game, and like I don't want to because I want her to win.
Yeah.
So it challenged everything about me, but I still think
A
the
twist of
overall
fate.
story. Yeah, but the overall story was just very interesting.
Yeah. The thing is, I actually haven't played. I haven't played The Last of Us 2. I'm more of.
You were the one living under a rock that I was just talking about.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm that person. I'm probably more of a traditional game and more of like city building, because like the last few games I've been playing is Ratchet and Clank, City Skylines and Surviving Mars, and before that I went back and did the Arkham trilogy because that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that is
Yes,
fantastic.
yes, I
That
can.
is
I don't care.
fantastic.
There is not a weak game. Every single one is just as strong, either the story or combat. But yes, the reason why I bring up Last of Us 2 is because of the fact that when that came out and when Mark finished it, the pure rant that came in the messenger was just like, this is bullshit.
What in the hell was that?
The weirdest thing I find is the fact that this game is made by Naughty Dog. I'm like, how do you growth, expansion? These are the same people that made Crash.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy to think that.
Yeah.
Like,
They're great. They pull out good games. There's that whole I don't know. There was a 10-year anniversary and there's all the games they've ever released. And it's like there's like no bad games.
oh, because they made Crash, they made Jack and Dexter.
Yeah, which I think people really want a new one of.
Well, I know Jack and Dexter was basically the answer to Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, which I mean, Ratchet and Clank is better.
Yeah,
for sure.
Playing both, Ratchet and Clank was better. Like I did like Jack and Dexter, but I still went back to Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, for sure.
But The Last of Us 2, a little bit old news, but it's just
I thought that would give you I thought that would get you on a tangent because I know how passionate you are.
the first one just did so well,
fantastic.
and the second one was just I don't know. It probably was the overhypeness of it all. It was just it had so much to live up for.
They were never gonna hit that mark.
Yeah.
Like it's if you get a 10 out of 10, obviously on pretty much every single gaming review platform, IGN, everything, then you become the new standard bearer, and the only thing you can't go any higher. The only margin's to go down.
Yeah.
That's very true.
That's why I like chuck into some new stuff. The Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Yes.
We got some gameplay and some story and some stuff of that.
Which we all saw the hate for too.
Yeah, about her face.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my
Weird.
god, get over it.
Yeah.
I saw the side by side. I'm like, what did we really lose here?
Whatever.
Like, did you see the gameplay? Damn.
No, look at her face. Look at her face. Because gamers are shallow, narrow, and subjective. Like look at like the new Cortana for Halo.
Oh yeah,
like she's fully clothed. I don't like it. Nah.
Yeah, come on.
She's a hologram, man.
Yeah,
I
but
don't care.
like, will Halo, will Horizon Zero Dawn, will they live up to their hypes? Like, you know,
Very
the first
true.
one was damn good, damn good.
Yeah, I actually recently played it.
Yeah, that's right. You replayed the entire story
Yeah,
to catch up.
replayed the whole story just to like get a refresher of it, and oh my god, I love that game. Like it played so well. Like the combat was really interesting. It's just crazy how we've gone from like we're back to the Dark Ages, but like there's machines roaming the earth, and it's like it's crazy to think this concept is new. No one's done it.
The game does a great job of making you feel weak at the start,
Yes,
but then you just are insane.
you
by
get
the end.
really good. Yeah.
You're no longer the bottom bitch. But no, I will admit, besides all the drama for Zero Horizon Dawn, the new trailer looked fantastic.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the fantastic thing is the fact that obviously now everything's PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox.
Yes.
Like you have 4K TV with that. They're pushing the 4K, and it looks
Yeah.
fantastic. I silly enough, I only just changed the setting on Ratchet and Clank towards the end to have the 60 frames per second and the
Yeah, and the high resolution.
and I'm like, why did I waste all my fucking time with 30 seconds per second? I'm like, am I a fucking peasant?
I will say, like, that every console generation has that moment of like, okay, we're getting to that next level.
Yes.
Like for me, when I first got my PS3 and I got Final Fantasy 13, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
like damn, this looks good. To me, for the PS5, that was Ratchet and Clank.
It did look really good.
Like that was just like, look at the colors, look at the amount of stuff that is happening on the screen at one time.
Yes.
The instant loading, insane.
Like it's insane that you go through like the portals and you're instantly in another map.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that like it's impressive. But like when I had to, you know, as we're all human, we had to go to sleep at some point. So I played it for a stupid amount of hours. Went to bed. Played it the next day. Resumed game. Within 2 seconds, I'm back in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was fast.
It was so good, especially for the Xbox or the PlayStation on rest mode, and you go click, you're like
Yeah, you're back in.
straight in. Let's go again.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic game.
Which we were talking about last night. You don't believe there will be any DLC for this.
Nah.
You think Ratchet and Clank's a whole game?
There shouldn't be. Just stick with the guns and just go, you know what, this is the game. We all enjoyed it. We all loved it.
Yeah.
I myself, Dean, you've platinumed it. Lee, you're going to platinum it. Like,
Yeah.
You get
it's
it.
not hard.
Yeah.
Our boy Perry, shout out to him again. He's platinumed it. He's spent 15 hours in one day playing that game. That's how good it was.
Because he's in quarantine.
No, it still counts.
Man's on a mission,
Yeah.
regardless.
There's only two things you can do in quarantine: play video games and jerk off.
And work out. What? Yeah, but like, just leave it at that. Some games don't need DLC. They just don't.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
I feel like DLC should only get DLC if it's a significant, not extra, but like something decent to add to the game.
Like a genuine expansion to the story it's telling.
Like,
Yeah.
I know you guys don't really follow, like, Destiny 2 and Destiny 1, like, as shitty as they
Yeah.
were, because, like, the game should have been full as it was,
Yeah.
but their DLCs mattered.
Yeah, no, that is a very good point.
Even though, like, number 2, they actually, like, started making them free, which, you know, thank you!
Yes, thank
Like,
you for that.
Oh, thank
You
you!
mean-
But,
You mean Destiny 2, how we got stuck at E3 listening to damn ad over and over again? Just for some context for this, we decided to go play the new Call of Duty. Oh, which one was it?
Black Ops 4?
4? Whatever came out in
Whichever was
2018.
really bad. I'm sorry for all you multiplayer fans and all your Call of Duty fanboys and all that kind of stuff, but man, that one was bad.
I wasn't feeling that one.
No, there's one with
At
the
least
heroes and stuff like
Not
that.
the map we were on anyway.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah. I think it was 4, but anyway.
Yeah, but we just I think it was.
It was like an hour and a half to play 2 games of COD multiplayer. That was a bad decision on my part. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
just sorry the record. That's recorded. That was Mark's idea.
Save that for
we
later.
waited for an hour and a half to go play the new Call of Duty in this line because we thought, why the fuck not?
Trying to play everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're here, right?
In hindsight, I don't think it was the waiting that really pissed me off. I think it was the fact that when we got to the right top of the line, the guy was like, yeah, this is the console line and that's the PC line. And the PC line only had 5 people in it.
Yep.
You know, like 10 PCs. Like, we were going to lose either way. Like, we just wanted to see what the game played like.
Yeah, that's it.
And where the stand was, where the stand was with the line, it was right under like one of those big display screens of like, it was like as soon as you walked in, and I don't know why, but for some reason at that particular screen it only had 4 ads. So it was only 4 ads recycling for an hour and a half, and one of them was Destiny's 2. What was it? Rogue?
No, Destiny 2. Gambit!
Gambit
DLC. It's a PvP versus a PvP.
PvP is... Oh my god, that replay over and over.
What did you say? Like, hello.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Welcome to Gambit.
Yeah.
That's the one.
What have we got here?
Oh,
We heard that for like the rest of the trip. We were just quoting that because it was stuck in our head, as well as the Call of Duty trailer, which was just as bad.
which apparently Gambit did very well when it came in.
Yeah, well, I mean, good on them.
Probably because it was sublimity in their mind that they had to play it.
Just printed in there.
This is fantastic. But apparently, Destiny 1 did really good, but people thought there was a lot missing, and for Destiny 2, that it was just jam packed. They chucked everything in Destiny 2.
Destiny 1 got a lot of hate because they released a game that was not finished.
Yes.
They released a game where it was like, wow, that was it? But then they released, I think it was Crota, and then like the Vault of Glass was the first raid, and there was like Crota, and then there was another one, and once like the third one was out, it was like, okay, you guys are really going into this. So Destiny 2, they still followed the same thing.
Yeah.
Like the original story, like...
And didn't the first one they got rid of Peter Dinklage as the little robot too?
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I feel like there was a whole thing about that, but I'm not quite sure why they did that. But yeah, it's just, Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, they're the ones that need DLC. Ratchet and Clank, like, I don't really believe many story games, unless they're done right and they're free, shouldn't have DLC.
Free?
Yes. Yeah.
Like Resident Evil Biohazard, I think the DLC was free. And then Ghost of Tsushima, they brought out an entire multiplayer some story missions.
This is probably another subject. These guys played Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't finished it. Yes, feel the hate. Yes.
Feel it. Like, no, it's there.
I know, feel the hate.
It's just on the other side of the table.
Yeah, I know. As soon as I end this podcast, I'm dead. But I really played a little bit of it. These guys have really finished it. But that's another game. As weird as it does sound, is like that looks, which I think both of you can agree, that looks fantastic. All the weather elements. If you're just on a horse and you're just going through a bunch of fields, like, fuck, you could print that and frame that, and people would think that you took that photo. It's
fantastic.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was one of those games where it's just like the formula has been done to death. The same formula is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yep, no, you're right.
You know, those games. It's very similar, but it's also not hard to just make a story that's compelling, that's good. And I myself am a mad fan of Japan, and it just sold. It just sold it for me.
Yeah, I think especially with like the elements of being the samurai and that, it just felt really, really powerful. But then also, like, again, like, it looked insanely pretty, but even the side quests and everything still kind of felt like main story. Like, a lot of side quests are just like completely random, like you might follow this person and do whatever, you know, typical gameplay just to extend the game a couple more hours. But I think, with this one, like, it generally felt like it was just moving the main story more, just on a different side.
You could pat a fox. Dan.
Yes,
like
every time I would pat
So
one.
many people were happy about that.
Yeah,
There's even stats on how many foxes were patted.
Yeah, because the beautiful
Was there
thing
an
is,
achievement? Was there an achievement or something that you could
I was
do?
achievement for doing all the foxes,
Yes.
doing all of them. But when you finish it and you turn around, you have an option to pat the fox. You pat that damn fox.
Every time, without fail.
He is a good boy.
He showed you the way, you pat him.
Yeah, you give him pat. He looks up at you and goes, "Yeah," and then he
Does
walks
his little
off.
jump and then he walks
Was
away.
Yeah,
What was the other game? Was it Red Dead 2? That people were so happy the fact you could pat
you pat
The dog?
Yeah,
you pat
Yeah,
dogs.
you could pat the dog, and And Fortnite, that a lot of people were happy that you could thank the bus driver.
Yeah, that came into it as well. Sometimes good manners are very important for games.
But no, with Ghost of Tsushima, as well as I do apologise, the area that Ghost of Tsushima is based off, like the pillar...
Yeah, the island of Tsushima.
The creators of that game became ambassadors for it because of that game's release. This is actually the power of video games. The power is the fact that with that game release, so many donations have gone into that to rebuild it and preserve it so much.
Yeah, they actually have a tourism sector now, and it's just...
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's unbelievable that much change can happen from just a game being based off an island. Like, I'm pretty sure... I'm not quite sure how accurate it is. It may have been slightly, overdone, but like, incredible how much that can affect everyone.
Just from that. Well, the same thing with not obviously to that degree, but as I said, just with the Fortnite thanking the bus driver, there were stories of people thanking bus drivers.
Yes,
a whole lot more because of that.
I remember that.
So is this where I jump out now? What? Do I jump out?
Where are we dropping, boys? We're going to school.
No, I'm talking about dropping the kids. What? But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima that look so good. That's right. We're back to Dying Light. No, Last of Us. I do believe this is your expertise on this one, as Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us was Mark. Dean. Forza.
Yes.
Mexico.
I am
City of Dreams.
Extremely impressed with how well that looks. Obviously, we're next gen. We've now got 4K. We've got ray tracing. We've got all these great things that obviously PC's had for quite a while. But it's nice to have it on console. Extremely impressive. Obviously, Forza always known for their giant catalogue of cars. There's going to be over 700. You've also got a completely new map, which is like dynamic. Like, you've now got Mexico, you've got like deserts, you've got cities, you've got like all these different areas you can explore. Obviously, you've got your main attractions that they always put in the games. Like, I'm excited. I've always loved the Forza franchise, but I think this one just looks really, really pretty.
Yeah, I like their arcade mode as well. That they've announced. That little bit of GTA factor or something they've announced, and then so it's chucked in there. I don't know why. I've never been too crazy about Forza, but that kind of added it for me. I was just like, you know what? That's not bad. Yeah. But it was that side-by-side image of the Mexico mountains that went directly into gameplay.
That was nuts.
That was impressive. That was good. That was good to watch.
It looks really good. And I do like, as I was talking to you, Dean, the other day, was the fact I do like that they keep going to not so much different locations, but like it's not just a racetrack. It's not just nothing against Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, I believe, it will always be if they obviously keep making the games good.
Yep.
Is a stand bearer. Gran Turismo is, I believe, which I don't know if you agree with me, Dean or Mark. I believe that Gran Turismo is a stand bearer for racing games.
Oh, I think Gran Turismo Sport was, as the directors said, like, and all the creators, they're just like, this is a sport. We're going to make this as realistic as possible. So that's why they didn't have like a crazy amount of cars in the game. They had racing cars in the game.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to make it as... That was the last one.
Yeah, they didn't... Yeah.
There is, obviously, we have the new one coming out fairly soon for the next gen, but...
I can't wait.
I can't remember the date of that one, but...
I can't wait to see a new trailer of that. I feel like Gran Turismo, PlayStation 5, they're just going to push as much as they can go with the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
which they always
fantastic. Do. But, like, going back to Forza, I think... obviously, we've got Forza Motorsport, which is like their track edition, which is obviously their simulation game. Which is great. Like, I love those ones, but I think Forza Horizon is just fantastic about the open world. And as Mark said, like the new multiplayer modes and stuff they've got now, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. It changes it up a little bit, but it just looks really, really nice with the new map and everything. It's really impressive. But hopefully, I mean, it's this the end of this year, so I think it was November from memory for the date. But yeah, I'm keen. I cannot wait.
Well, at this stage, out of all three of us, you are the only one who has an Xbox.
That's true.
Yeah, but I do believe you're persuading Mark to get one.
Nah, that's not going to happen.
No,
I've decided to go
it's changed.
the gaming laptop PC. I've gone for. I'm learning that.
Trader.
I am the master race now. I'm learning they've done so well with the Game Pass. That's what I'm learning.
Yes.
Oh,
It's
Xbox.
like Xbox, as much as I'm against them in every single way and form, like, I'll give you, the Game Pass is impressive and it's good. And about all those games being day one editions and they come out straight away, it's just impressive. It's just, okay, you're taking the streaming services and bringing it to gaming. And you know what? You're getting the money. So,
Yeah,
it's impressive.
That's the thing. Like they're gonna make that money from the Games Pass, as well as, which Dean actually reminded me, was the fact that you can get all those games on beta on Xbox.
Yeah, they have an early access thing,
Early
so
access,
you can get those types of games that obviously like Grounded and that they don't have full releases, but you can play them on Xbox console. So like that's obviously what we can't do on PlayStation. So which is exactly why I have an Xbox, is because I want to play the exclusives I can't get on PlayStation, but also a couple games that I'm not 100% on, like Subnautica and Grounded. I played them on Xbox originally, and now Subnautica's on PlayStation 5. I bought it straight away because it's just fun. It's just good to have that access.
Was there much difference? As in, like, I'm not 100% sure, I'm no expert, but like, if you get an early access game on Xbox and you pay for it, like you pay in full, when they release the full version on PlayStation, do they update yours to be that, or?
Yeah, so like if this is a full release, you'll generally have everything you've obviously tried out in the beta and early access form. But obviously with a full release, I'll probably have it's probably a little bit more polished, obviously little to no like glitches and stuff like that. So it's like a full release is more of a polished version of what you've been playing. The early access just kind of like supports them and lets them know with any feedback of like what might be wrong with the game or what they want to change, add features, that kind of thing, which I think is very crucial when it comes to game making. But it's just it's a good thing to have.
Like you can only do a test with so many people at your studio.
Well, that's it.
And then when it goes to live, you're like, oh, this is all a mess.
Well, this is not what we thought.
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, which in
Fallout 76.
that was trash. Like that before Cyberpunk, Fallout 76 was terrible.
It did not do well.
I cannot think of a game before Fallout 76 that had a worse launch.
And they're still updating it. They announced stuff. Bethesda announced stuff this E3 about how they're bringing more stuff to it. It's like, just let it die.
Honestly.
I don't know.
I don't know the player base on that right now, but I can guarantee you it's not very high.
No, that's it.
And in Cyberpunk news, as of this week, this week, 2 weeks ago, they're finally back on PlayStation 5 store.
Yeah, they put it back in the store after the, no offense, absolute shit show of a launch they had. But yeah, Sony had to take it off. But yeah, it's back on there, so obviously they've fixed majority of the bugs.
Wow, you would hope so.
Well, I hope so. It's been a while.
Yeah. The thing is, which, in your opinion, what I liked Cyberpunk. Take away all the bugs. Take away all the bugs and everything. I liked Cyberpunk. I thought the story was solid. The mechanics were good. Probably the driving you probably could have improved a lot on. But just the cool guns and what you could mod out, and the fact that Keanu Reeves, anything with Keanu Reeves is fantastic. Especially, what was it? You're just like me. When they're sitting in the back of the car and they're driving, it's like, you're just like me without the massive cock.
Yeah, of course they had to make Keanu Reeves say that. Otherwise, what's the point, right?
Yeah,
I feel like Keanu Reeves made Keanu Reeves say that.
I want this in the script.
Yeah. You must know about my cock. What was your thoughts on Cyberpunk? And Forza.
I never really got into Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk just, I think it was the bugs I never really got a lot of the bugs. it kind of hit me as just not the game I was interested in. Just in total, just wasn't me. The main thing I think that lost it for me is I like side quests. I like a lot to do, but man, when they had that map and the amount of crap on that map,
not see a thing on that.
You couldn't go past one corner of a street without something happening. You're like, I just want to do the main story here. Like, and the thing is, you couldn't clear up the map.
No.
You couldn't say, I don't want to see this, I don't want to see this. Like, Assassin's Creed, I think, is really good. You can go through each item and be like, I don't want to see this.
Yep.
No, not Cyberpunk. You had to see everything. It was frustrating.
That map was chaos.
You could only get rid of it if you did it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then in the lights of Forza, I think it just looks really impressive. I like their straight realistic map to actual gameplay. I thought that was really good. The arcade mode looks like super fun.
Yep.
Never really got into other Forza, the Forza 4, Forza Horizon 4. I love the customization of the cars. Everything sounds good, but I don't know. To me, it's so hard to get into a car racing game now. I mean, the real ones I was into was Colin McRae. The rally games. I never really played Dirt when that got announced, but Colin McRae 1, 2, and 3, like I played those to death with my dad, and they were just good games. They weren't like they weren't ultra realistic, but they were realistic enough, but still fun.
I always remember that game on PlayStation 1.
Yeah,
it was that. It was like the first Gran Turismo, and the fact that Colin McRae was cool. You got the Dirt, and
There was that, and then when they still had Need for Speed, but they had arcadey Need for Speed. I want to tap square once, but then make a perfect drift. That's all I want to do. I think the newest one was like, ultra realistic, so you can only really hold a drift for so long till you kind of lost.
Even the brand new one it's still very arcadey, but I felt like it was way too arcadey. Like I would hit square for the handbrake, and I would like go from like doing 200 Ks to 3, and then turn a corner and then like get a slight boost out of the corner, and I'm just like, that sucks.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, that's what I was thinking of.
That
was the arcadey.
That was
that
so
was
much
a really
fun.
good game.
That was the police chases.
Yeah.
When you got to play as the police.
Yeah, and then you shoot back tire spikes, and that was the good stuff. That was good.
Man, with the remake, with the police chases, no matter how fast your car is, no how clean your driving is, and you're going insanely fast, a cop's just like hop-scopping and skipping next to you going like, hey man, what's going on?
Yeah.
Crash!
You obviously couldn't see my siren, but pull over!
Yeah, pretty much.
Wind down your window. Do you remember Ridge Race? Was it Ridge?
Ridge Racer, Racer. Dun, dun, dun. Man, and you got to play Space Invaders for a little bit during that game. Man, that was
an interesting car game which you never saw again.
Yeah, well, they made one in early 2000s or something, and it just didn't hit live. I had the PS1 one, and that was like that Ridge Racer and like Crash and old school like one of the Spider-Man games. Like they were the top tier PS1 games in my opinion. Yeah,
that's true. God, you made me think. Made me think back. Burnout Paradise.
Oof.
I loved that when that came on PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
I played that. I played that ridiculously, and I forgot not only the mechanics, but how good the soundtrack was.
Yes,
like that was a Tony Hawk type of soundtrack.
The soundtrack was on point. Yeah, definitely agree.
There was nothing like turning on the game, and the first thing that song that plays is Paradise City.
Yeah,
and you're like, yep, I'm in.
I like it. I'm all about it.
Oh God. It's so easy to listen to anything E3 anything new games and then just go straight back to where it all started and go like, Forza 5 where you get ultra realistic, hey, this is the real mountains of Mexico and here's gameplay, to like, hey, remember when you were driving a block?
I know.
Yeah.
Man, I miss my Ferrari pixels.
Yeah. Remember how the road kept disappearing right in front of you and the turn would only come in the last second?
But you knew it in your head.
Yeah. The same road just repeated over and over in a straight line, but now we've got like fully mapped out cities. Like, it's crazy to
with
think
people doing things happening in the background.
Yeah. Generally, actually, background stuff happening.
Moving on. Well, actually, Speaking of on your particular, because I know you loved it, which I know was only a short trailer. Legend of Zelda 2,
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild 2, so Legend of Grand Theft Auto.
I was super hyped. Breath of the Wild. Like I didn't go in there expecting much, and I just came out with everything. It was just Breath of the Wild was a masterpiece. As expensive as Nintendo products are, I still say the price of the Switch is worthy of that game alone.
Maddie wants to get one.
She wants to get one.
Maddie wants to get a Switch.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the perfect party game. She likes having people over and doing that stuff. So Mario Kart, Mario Party, all the Mario games. But Breath of the Wild was the first game I was able to use the portability of it, and actually I would sit there in the family room. The family would be having dinner, or they would be watching their own shows, and I could sit there and just play the game. I didn't need the audio. I didn't need anything too crazy.
Yeah.
But it was just easy. So Breath of the Wild 2, I didn't really get a lot about. There was just a cinematic trailer that didn't really mean much. But you know what? It was good, and apparently we're going in the skies. Apparently all the islands are floating and stuff now, and I don't know. It still looks good, and that's one thing. Like Breath of the Wild. The new Pokemon game, and hopefully they bring out some new Mario games. But that's
Mark is a absolute Pokemon fan, straight up there, and Nintendo is your love, isn't it? Nintendo.
Yeah, well,
the man grew up with it.
To an extent, like Pokemon has a special place in my heart, but I will say the black and white was really a bit of a hole that I never got involved in.
Yeah.
But Pearl, Emerald is my favourite in total. Climbing that bloody tower to get to Rayquaza, damn, that was on that one speed bike that was so hard to steer. Sorry, flashbacks, dear God.
PTSD.
And of course, the new Pokemon Arceus.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Very, very
Looks
interesting concept.
Amazing. But unfortunately, we didn't see any of that at this latest E3, along with not really a new Mario game, but we did get new Metroid game, which
Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
And as I said to you guys the other day, just before, it's like I'm disappointed it's not Metro or Judge Dredd. I feel like that is a
missed opportunity.
Yeah, missed opportunity. Like why? Where's Sylvester Stallone?
Which I never really played much Metroid games, but Samus was obviously my main character in Smash Bros. And
No, mine too. I was like, of course I'm going to pick a guy with a gun, which then I found out, this is actually a girl with a gun.
Yeah.
That's even hotter.
The kink revealed.
It was either Samus or Star Fox.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You never picked Mario.
Yeah, no.
It was either them or Link, because he had the sword, and he could just stab away.
Link. Yeah. But the Metro one, I was kind of expecting something a bit different. I was expecting like first person or something, but I kind of like the throwback to the bit of a 2D jump start. I kind of like that.
It looked good. Yeah.
I actually already put my pre-order in. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm in. Like, old school 2D, I reckon it's just going to be wholesome fun.
Yeah.
For the same reason Ratchet and Clank, Crash, and all those games, it could just
it's
straight back to, you know what, plain simple. This is all you need.
Yeah, definitely.
As long as you do an interesting twist.
Yeah, so as much as Nintendo didn't announce much at E3, it was what they did announce was good enough.
It's enough to get me by the next couple of months.
Yeah, we wanted Pokemon. I think there was theories of Switch Pro, but that didn't get announced.
Didn't hear anything about that.
But they've done Switch Lite.
Yeah, do not get it. I swear to God, if you get that, you're an asshole.
Is that a recommendation?
No, do not get that. the simple fact that you cannot disconnect the Joy-Cons.
You don't need to do it.
You lose everything in that matter. Like, what are you doing?
Why?
You spend the extra $100?
Yeah.
You've got a Switch?
Yeah, I know someone that did that. They bought the Switch Lite. You got Switch Lite $100 cheaper, and it came with a game. I'm like, you suck.
I don't see why.
You can now not play that 2-player, and you can. It's just.
I do feel that it does take away the selling point of the Switch. The whole point of the Switch was the fact that you could hook up to any TV really quickly. Every control is disabled, or if you really want to, you could play it like a normal console.
Yeah, you could play a single player, or you can take a controller off and it's like, hey, we've got a little screen, we're sitting on a plane or something.
Yeah.
Let's play 2-player. Let's do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it was fantastic. But to get the light version just doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it's like, okay, so you want a big DS.
Basically, yeah, basically.
I don't know, I understand if you want to save your $100 or something, but like, just get a normal Switch. Just like, I wasn't about it when they first came out, but then like I said, Breath of the Wild alone, go buy it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that first game did so well because Nintendo are doing something different. Ooh.
It does take a while for Nintendo to do something different. I mean, how many times can you put Mario in spandex and chuck him in a sport?
It's a very good point.
Well,
We've got
don't
golf
challenge
coming
Nintendo because you might find out before we get to die.
Oh.
And we'll still buy it because we're idiots.
Yeah,
True.
swear to God, Mario, you go on one more Olympic Games, I'm gonna go.
Come on, what was it? You wanted to get Mario and Sonic at Olympic Games this year because of breakdancing.
Yeah, because breakdancing is now an Olympic sport, so I want to see Bowser twerking or somehow like sitting on his head. Yeah, exactly right.
Do a spinneroonie.
Yeah, but yeah, Nintendo E3 in general, if I was going to sum it up, I'm just like, oh, it's good enough.
Just like, hi, we have this. Do you want to elaborate? No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright, fair enough. Thanks for that.
Alright.
Hey, we have this one big thing that you're going to get a cinematic trailer that really isn't going to tell you much.
Yeah.
It took us about an hour to make. But you'll like it.
Yeah, you know that big Pokemon game we announced? Yeah, we're not even going to mention it.
It is very odd. But, I mean, I was even expecting, like, hey, here's just a reminder of the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, you just got no mention at all.
Play the same trailer again, I don't care.
They did it at our E3 that we went to.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
like the game's coming out this year. Mention something.
Yeah, especially at E3.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, well, obviously we've still got a few more games to go through. Do you feel, which we've all discussed this before, but obviously to rehash, do you feel E3 isn't becoming much of an event anymore? Like, as in, now that Sony is, Sony's poured out, and as I mentioned in my last episode, it feels like now everyone's just releasing trailer and hype at any time of the year because they want to get that hype, as opposed to, hi E3, we have this, and this.
Yeah, look, it's very interesting because, like, again, we're all heading towards like a streamed society where all our movies are streamed, Xbox Games Pass, we're now getting games streamed, like we're doing all these different things. A lot of people are thinking, like, do we need this super big venue thing going on and throwing games together? Because, like, we had some pretty big releases happen a month before E3, where a lot of people would hold back and go, let's tell everyone at E3, like, this is going to be a big moment, let's let them know. Sony hasn't gone to the last couple, and it's a very interesting question because it's just, I still think it has its place. Like, I still think E3 very much needs to be a thing.
100%.
But it's just not as many people are utilising it, the platform. They're just kind of like, hey, we have a power of the internet, I'm just going to post it now, the internet's going to lose their shit, this is our game.
E3 is borderline now just fan service.
Yeah?
Because PlayStation State of Play, I'm pretty sure Microsoft last year had their own
They
thing.
had their own thing as well.
But then they went back because now them and Bethesda are together.
They spent their billions to buy them.
And then Nintendo have Treehouse?
Yes.
Treehouse?
Horror?
I think that's it.
Treehouse of Horror?
No. So they have their own
Separate
little
thing.
streaming of Nintendo Treehouse, which is pretty much the same as PlayStation State of Play. It's just them announcing stuff.
Yep.
That's what I'm pretty sure they announced the latest Pokemon on. So it doesn't have to be specifically to an E3 date. They can just do it whenever they want.
Yeah.
Well,
So, like, yeah, they have that now. I mean, and then I think about E3 in general when we went it was just fan service. Like, we were there, we had great fun, but let's be honest, they didn't probably really need to do it.
It's very true, especially today. We just don't need it.
no, it's...
You can chuck out demos now on consoles and PC. Like, you don't have to get people waiting in line to play this.
No.
That's a very good point.
It's
Yeah,
like,
which is kind of sad because, like, for us growing up, when we knew like E3 was rocking up. I'm like, all right, fuck, what's going to get announced? Because then I don't know, like you get the PlayStation magazine.
Yes.
And you get those old demo discs. Yeah. And I always used to piss her off because you're like, this is really cool. And go about the game.
Yep.
Yeah. Used to have so many of those discs.
Yeah, I reckon E3 will go to a almost solely streaming aspect, but yeah, as upsetting as it is, there's no real money to be made anymore in that kind of sense. It just isn't.
It's funny because like I did see a video of the guy was just like E3's pointless. It's this wasn't a good year. Blah blah blah. It's like not every single year in gaming is going to be phenomenal.
Almost every time the year happens, everyone says it wasn't a good year and last year was so great. When everyone last year said the year was great.
Exactly. Yeah. So like it's just opinions getting thrown around.
And it's not the event organisers, the fact that E3 is shit. I'm like, well, the game developers haven't got anything to give, or like if your announcement is subpar,
especially if you're going to announce a game that's 3 years ahead of time, like we don't want that.
Final Fantasy. Was that 6 years?
Yeah. God damn, a long time. That's another thing that I reckon why Microsoft, granted PlayStation hasn't done anything or said anything, but Microsoft have won. Because every game they announce is pretty much coming out this year, or
actually, you're right.
Before E3 next year.
Yes.
And it's like, yes.
That's exactly.
Perfect.
Let me know about the games that are coming out very soon. Don't tell me about something you're working on 3 years from now.
Or do a God of War thing where you post the name,
a single name,
the end, hype.
Yeah, like I'm hyped for the game, but it's not out.
Yeah,
and
thank
it's not
you
coming
for not
out
showing
this year.
gameplay.
Look at Rocksteady. We got like the Suicide Squad trailer.
Yeah.
I was like, that's really cool. Oh, that's not coming out until 2022, and we watched it last year, didn't we?
Yeah, that's actually very true.
Like, that's fantastic. I will completely forget about this and not give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Then you release new gameplay and you'll be like, oh yeah, that was that game that was announced. Yeah.
That was a thing. And like, obviously God of War is a different type of vein, but but you are right. Like that's, I understand announcing a game early, but I feel like you should have a window where if it's anything longer than 2 years away or even less, then you have to wait. If it's not ready in the imminent future or a year ahead, then don't announce it.
Yeah, especially in today's age, I think hype dies too quickly.
Well, yeah,
because you get super hyped for a game, but then you just kind of like, oh, it doesn't come out for like another 6 months. Well, what other game's going to play in the meantime? Oh, this game that you find out is really awesome. Well, you forget all about the other one, don't you? Because you're just like, well, this game's sick, I'm going to play this.
Yeah, and then when the game finally comes out, you're like, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, sweet, and the hype kicks up again. Like, just wait until it's nearly out. Like, come on, guys.
Exactly right. Still going through Guardians of the Galaxy game. I'm psyched for it. Mark, you're not too psyched for it.
Man, I really sound like I got a whole lot of negative opinions about this kind of stuff, but it's just it's just true. Like, oh my god, like I don't know what it is. Like, so that game, correct me if I'm wrong, you play as Star-Lord.
I think you play as all of them.
I've heard you play as Star-Lord and you can control the others, but you don't play as them.
Oh, I thought you could control.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's right.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Either way, I just didn't think the game looked very good at all. I thought it was a PS4 game. Just flat out, it didn't look great. Story-wise, I don't know. I just didn't really care. It's the same thing. Of course, I'm going to mention it. The Marvel Avengers games. You can go two ways. You can go full comic book and send it comic book. Or you go MCU and you take the faces of the MCU characters and you do it that way. I don't know what it is. I think the MCU or Marvel in general have shot themselves in the foot. The movies are so good that their games are terrible. And guess what? The DCU is terrible, but man, do they make some good games.
That's a very good point.
That's very true.
So I don't know. Guardians of the Galaxy, prove me wrong, but there's no hype. No hype at all. Wasn't even on my notes list of games to pre-order. Wasn't there.
Well, actually, that's why you say that. What was your list of pre-orders? You did do Dying Light.
No, I didn't do Dying Light. Actually, I did Metroid.
Yes, right, you did Metroid.
I did Legend of Zelda. Oh man, what was it? I didn't do Forza because obviously I don't have an Xbox. I'll probably get down the Game Pass day one on the PC. Atomic Heart, I think that was the
that's the Russian one.
yeah, that was the Russian one. They actually showed gameplay and stuff. That was theory probably 5 odd years ago. Like that was a long time ago. But they finally announced something, and that was just
that looked good.
I'm about it.
It looks really,
I
really
am
fun.
about it. By the way, there wasn't actually a crazy lot that were on my, oh my god, I have to pre-order this now. I need to make sure, but there just wasn't a whole lot. Trying to rethink.
For context, he was like that with Ratchet and Clank when the first trailer dropped for Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he lost his shit.
Yeah. Said it.
He's like, fucking look.
I just remembered, Far Cry 6 is on my pre-order watch, but very disappointed on how it visually looks once again. Actually, worse. Looks like a PS3 game. Doesn't even look like a PS4 game.
But didn't that get announced like 8 months ago? Like, didn't it get announced last year?
I'm pretty sure it was at last year's E3.
Last year, it was announced.
And the trailer looked gorgeous.
But that got pushed back because of COVID. That wasn't actually... I don't believe that was the developers' issues.
Yeah, the cinematic trailer looked fantastic.
It's actually worse. It's even worse.
You've had more time. You've had more time. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, it was all like the main character, the main bad character, I can't remember his name, guy from Breaking Bad. They spent so much time on him that everything else looks terrible. Everything else in the gameplay looks standard Far Cry, which is good. But out of all these years, you didn't think of putting a couple of dollars into just people's facial recognition and stuff? Like, it just doesn't look great. But apparently you can pat a sausage dog, so I suppose I'm going to get it.
Well, they turned the tables around on that one. I'm interested.
I'm going to get that dog.
But, back to Guardians and all that. Marvel DLC with Black Panther. Just, there's no hype. There's no hype for me. I'm good. I will probably not even get it to experience it. I'll even go as far as that.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for letting me know, Mark, of your top pre-order games. Over to Dean. What is your pre-order games you got from E3? And what you're looking forward to?
So my list is quite dynamic. But obviously we talked about Dying Light 2. That's very, very high on the list.
Fourth time on the podcast, so I think everyone by this point, if you're still listening at this point, thank you. Like, share, and subscribe, and good on you for lasting this long.
Pretty much.
Because he said we've talked about Dying Light for 4 times, so if that wasn't your number one...
You would think, right? Like, it has to be up there.
If that wasn't your number one, I think everyone would be disappointed. You'd be getting hate crime on your Facebook.
You've lied this whole time.
Yeah, you're just a big fat phony. Actually, he's not fat. This man is the thickest person here.
He's a fat phony!
He's a phony! Okay, now we got into Family Guy. So...
I thought it was a South Park.
Get out of here!
Okay, now that's going to go way too far. But so Dying Light's up there. Obviously, the new Forza game looks phenomenal. That's definitely on the list. Grounded update. I'm really interested to dive more into that one. It's a fantastic survival game. One big thing that I wasn't expecting is the esports boxing club game. Now,
that's right. You mentioned that you're dying for this.
I was literally sitting in my room the other day, and I was like, you know what? I really want to play a boxing game. The last one I could think of was Fight Night Champions back in 2011. Thankfully, it was on the Xbox Game Pass. So I was like, I'm gonna play it. It's very story driven, so it wasn't like crazy boxing stuff. Obviously, limited characters. It's a super old game. But I was like, I need to play a boxing game again. And then literally the next day at E3, they announced that massive roster. They've got the female weight division and everything. I'm like, that is on the list.
We could have Logan Paul, yeah?
I hope not. God, I hope not. Yeah. But they get Flight Simulator's going to come to Xbox on the 27th of next month, I believe, in July. So that's really cool.
Was it Flight Simulator that had the PC version had 10 discs?
I don't know about the disc form, but I know it's massive.
It's like...
It's full realistic.
It's photorealistic, of the world, which is pretty phenomenal.
You could literally spend 23 hours flying to London.
Yeah, which is nuts.
Man, imagine putting on autopilot and you go to sleep and you wake up, plane's crashed.
Oh shit!
Oh man, they warned me.
Yeah, so we got
What year is it?
good Sea of Thieves. That's the new update with the.
Yeah, I'm stoked for
Pirates of
that.
the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks super fun.
I know.
So I'll dive into that as well. Stalker 2. It's like the Russian trailer. It looks really creepy and eerie.
Yeah,
yeah.
actually looked really good.
Yeah, I'm super interested on that one. So I've got my eye on that one. There's also Starfield. I think is an Xbox exclusive. Again, that's why I have the Xbox to play these types of games.
The new big player, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. So we've got an eye on that one. Obviously, traditional Halo. I'm not exactly jumping at it, but the multiplayer looked quite fun. It looked quite clean. So obviously, if they put that time and effort into the campaign, I see pretty good return there.
They're really trying to do with Halo. Like you could tell that they're really trying to draw you back from the first three Halos.
That initial, absolutely.
But the first trailer that we got last year did not do that. That was shit.
It didn't do well.
No.
Obviously, Atomic Heart we touched on, basically a Russian Bioshock. Looks fantastic. So that's on there. The new Battlefield trailer looks super interesting.
It's top of my list to talk about. I'm shit. I'm a terrible host.
Well, no, you don't really have to talk about it. All you have to do is just talk about the one scene of the guy jumping out of the rocket launcher.
The absolute fan service of them doing that scene is fantastic, and I absolutely tip my hat for them for that. That was great.
If you haven't seen the video yet, please go and look up the reaction of the guy who made that clip back in the old school Battlefield 3 days.
Yeah, I think it was 3.
It is actually beautiful.
It's actually a
Seeing
really
his
cool moment.
reaction. It's one of those gamers are amazing type of
Yes,
thing.
it was definitely one of those
fantastic.
compilation type videos. So, yeah, that was fantastic.
Well, I did see that they're trying to. Obviously, it's going to be beautiful, staying 4K, but 125 players.
Yes. Yeah,
At
it is going to be in a very big war zone.
Yeah.
Like all Battlefield games usually are, but like that is pure chaos. And I'm looking forward to that.
I'm just thinking the lag. I'm like, if one person has lag, you're all fucked if you go near him.
Ruined it.
Yeah.
And then also the last one, which I was a big fan of back in the day, we've got Back for Blood, which is basically a retitled version of Left 4 Dead. Same creators, which is back on the Xbox days. And I absolutely loved that game back in the day. I didn't have an Xbox back then. My sister did, so I bought the game so I could play it on her console, which was crazy. But that was a lot of fun. So like that looks really, really clean, and that's definitely high on the list as well. But that's pretty much me. Like I've got quite a few games on the list here, but Boxing, Forza, and Dying Light are like very high up there.
Well, as you probably gather, you're a bit advanced in all your pre-orders. Was Blood for Hunt?
Yeah, the vampire game looked quite interesting.
In Australia, if you said it too quickly, it makes it sound like you try to call someone something.
It's super interesting. The trailer looks interesting, but like it didn't really give away a lot.
Yeah, because it was a cinematic trailer. It was
Yeah, so you don't really know what the hell's going on, but like I've definitely got my eye on it. But you know, obviously we'll hear more about that as time goes on.
Yeah, which it looked like a survival battle royale kind of game, and at the same time that they're like with the release of that, they're making a not Left 4 Dead. Was it Left 4? Not Left 4 Dead.
Back for Blood one.
No, not Back 4 Blood. Evil Dead. They're making an Evil Dead video game.
Yes.
Which I think is just meant to be just like Friday the 13th and what's the other one?
Oh, Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight, yeah. Because they introduced I think Chainsaw Massacre and
they had a lot of villains in that one.
They had Scream.
Yeah,
that's right. They had Ghostface. But the same thing, like Battle Royale, one killer, all of them.
Yeah.
They're doing that as well. But that Blood, the Blood Hunt, I'm interested to. I'm curious to see what the gameplay for the rest of it will be.
Yeah, that's it. I think time will tell what gameplay looks like.
Yeah. Well, guys, I appreciate your time, your 2 hours of time on this, and I appreciate everyone who's been listening in for this entire time. Guys, do you have any points that you want to say or little tidbits you want to say before we end tonight's session? What you're looking forward? Well, what we say games you're looking forward to. Obviously, I know you guys are looking forward to new Rick and Morty, new Loki. I think 2 out of 3 of us are looking forward to the Black Widow. Mark said to me last night he couldn't give a flying fuck.
And I stand by that. God damn, it should have come out a long time ago.
But yeah, you guys got any tidbits before we wrap up?
No, nothing too crazy. Just exploring the Game Pass. Excited for anything coming out E3. Nothing crazy on my radar just yet. I'm just following all the things pop culture and look forward to being on another epic episode right here with you guys.
I really hope to. I'd love to have you guys both on this again. I appreciate you guys being on this podcast. For anyone for a little tidbit, this is pretty much like what our group chats and Snapchat calls pretty much are all the same. This is pretty much where we talk about hours until we realise the fact, oh shit, it's fucking daylight, or fuck, one of us has to go home.
Why are all of us standing outside the car park after we just saw a movie for another hour?
Yes. We're going to dissect it.
Yeah.
But I think we've learnt now that we should dissect them better at home in the warmth, not not in the car park.
Or in a pub.
Definitely the pub. That's my small dream. I'd love to own a pub. With the theatre in it. I appreciate you guys. I hope to have you again. I do know that Mark, I'd love to have you on an episode. Actually, both of you still, but I know Mark, being the bigger DC guy, I'd love to have you on an episode soon of talking about the mess, rise and fall and cry and absolute mess that is the DC universe.
Yeah, that's an episode on ourselves. Let me go back to my notes and bring back something of that.
Let me look at my schedule. I don't think I have enough time for that. Dean, do you have any tidbits?
Yeah, like I just
looking
want
forward
to,
to?
like obviously the games that we've mentioned, I definitely like a thing I'm looking forward to. The rest of Loki, I want to know what the hell's going on, so we can finally set up the rest of the movies. I'm just super keen for what's coming out later in this year and next year. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, that's really good to hear. And as well as of this week or as recently, I've just launched the Lights Camera Rant Instagram page. So for you guys, the fact that I can keep in touch on a more regular basis, as well as any tidbits to come up to go check it out. So please go check it out. Give it a like. Any comments, any thoughts? Please let me know. I'm happy to discuss some upcoming episodes.
It's been a long night.
Yeah, it's been a long night. As well as I will be bringing out small trailers during the week for my episodes as well to keep you guys updated and for something to look forward to. I do understand a lot can happen in a week.
Absolutely.
But I thank you for everyone that's come out. Thank you guys. Always a pleasure. And always like, share, subscribe. It's really weird saying that after listening to everybody who says that.
But it helps a lot.
It does.
It does, yeah.
Thank you guys. Until next time.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.